Welcome. Good afternoon. It's high noon. Time for lunch in Arbor Marketing. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for coming. It's actually a quiet crowd. I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
I thought we were at LA2M now, not lunch in Arbor Marketing.
Did I say lunch in Arbor Marketing?
You did.
Sorry. Thank you. I need like a shot color. No, it's LA2M. LA2M. Yes, we rebranded. So we used to be on lunch in Arbor Marketing. They meet down the street. Now we're LA2M. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit all about marketing education. And we meet here every Wednesday, except for certain holidays. And we've been having a really good turnout and really good speakers. Have you been enjoying the speakers so far this year? Yeah. Good. Yeah, well, it's working. Our system's working. So Stacy's up here. Stacy's our treasurer. Stacy's from Dollar Bill Printing, digital print house in town. And she's also the treasurer. Okay, so Stacy passes the hat. So really it's free to attend LA2M. That's one of the beautiful things about it is you can come for free. If you want lunch, it's $10. The menus are on the table. That includes drink and tip. So that's a really good deal. That goes straight to counter meals. And then if you want to support us, like I said, we're a 501c3 educational nonprofit. We pass the hat. So feel free to donate. You don't have to. Some people like the Hesselbergs just bring gifts. We accept gifts. Tomatoes, thank you. Karen about Hesselberg. But so that's how we roll. We just donated $1,000 to the Ann Arbor Public Schools last year, and we're trying to do good things in the community. So that's kind of what we money goes to fund our hard costs. We have one employee, Mary Lou Olds, who checked you all in. She's our official LA2M manager. Which is great because there's just so much work to do. And before that, we were just doing all the work ourselves. It was too much. So Mary Lou helps us out, 10 to 15 hours a week or something. It's really nice. So thank you, Mary Lou. Just real quick, is the mayor in the house? We have the mayor in Foursquare, Mayor Jim. Oh. Please check in on Foursquare so you can oust him as mayor. All right. His reign has gone on too long. I don't know where Carter is. But check in on Foursquare. Feel free to tweet. Aaron O'Neill from Ingenics is going to be tweeting from the LA2M account. Feel free to keep the conversation going on Twitter. Dave Murray is a big social media guy, and so a lot of people will be following on Twitter. So his username is Dave, M-U-R-R, so it's at Dave, M-U-R-R. And if you follow LA2M, Aaron is tweeting about all that, so you'll see it. You can also use the hashtag LA2M. Make sure you like LA2M on Facebook. We're on Facebook. Make sure you join us on LinkedIn. We have a big group there. So that's kind of how you interact with us. And so our sponsors. Yes. Did anyone notice the sponsor flyer? I hope so. Well, Bud Gibson, why don't you say Bud's our sponsor this month?
Great. Well, it's great to be back sponsoring LA2M. We are the people who gave you the flyers at your table.
All right.
I started the search marketing program at Eastern Michigan University, and we are putting on our second annual search marketing workshop. This is really for anybody who's looking to get some solid tips and understanding of how to attract customers on the web, both pulling them into your site and then converting them once they get there. We're going to have two special tracks this year. One is focused on effective search marketing, content, the stuff you need to do for social to get visible, and then mobile marketing basics. We have great lineup of speakers, including now, we've been in existence 5 years, graduates from our own program, and coming from companies like Google, Pure Visibility, AmLive, Quicken Loans, Pure Michigan, and then we're also going to have students there in abundance who you might want to hire to help you if you're looking for some low-cost labor to kind of help you with some of the elbow grease here that needs to go into the surgery. So, see, Bjork, that was even longer than my non-sponsorship speech. So.
Why does that get money for that sponsorship?
All right, thank you. I'm going to have to leave, but please talk with Scott Brockman, my associate, if you're interested in finding out more.
Great. Great. Thank you, Bud. Thanks for sponsoring. So if you too want to be a sponsor, it's $250 a month, and you get your logo and information on the newsletter, which goes out to like 1,500 people in Southeast Michigan. And are we already booked through the year?
Through December, yes.
Through December, we're booked?
Yes. Our email list is actually almost ours.
Okay. Our email list is 1,700 people, so it gets to a lot of people, and you also get to make big speeches beforehand and then flyer the whole room. We allow you to do that. Okay, so thank you, Bud, for sponsoring. And you know what? I think I'll wrap that up. So today's speaker is Dave Murray. He's a young guy, social media guy. He's pretty sharp, and I think he has some exciting things to teach you about creating content, which is very important. So let's give Dave Murray a big round of applause and welcome him.
All right, turn it on. Is it working?
No.
No?
It probably is. Just keep talking.
Okay, I'll just keep talking. I'll keep talking loudly. How are we doing today? Good. Good? Beautiful fall day, man. Love it. It's great driving down. I used to actually work down in Ann Arbor here, and I would drive from Troy, and I hated the drive. But now that I don't have to work down here, I can enjoy the leisurely fall colors as I drove through. And man, it's pretty. Probably my favorite season. But let's just plow through it. I want to make sure. Can you get me on the mic? You all good?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. So why are we here? Right? I'm going to talk a little bit about content, a little about this social media and how the social web and content work, and how you as business owners can take advantage of content so you can actually thrive on the social web. And I think the big thing that I'm learning right now is I spoke at Blog World New York. They put me in the large room, which made me really nervous, and the large room was packed with standing room only, which made me even more nervous. But the sense I got was that people are tired of, okay, great, I know I need to do social media, I get it. But what exactly am I supposed to be doing with all these like tools that are coming out of the woodwork and all these things, being part of the conversation, Engage, Cloud, Pinterest. In fact, when I say social media, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Facebook.
Exactly, right? Or Twitter, or LinkedIn, or blogging, or pain in the ass, whatever. And that's the problem. Social media is pitched as this new thing, and we're kind of confused. We don't really know what to do with it. Should we eat it? Should we play with it? Should I stick it against the wall and hope people come? Should I spam and market everyone? Should I tell everyone to join my Facebook page? Why? Why would you join my Facebook page? Why would you join my LinkedIn group? Why would you follow me on Twitter? What am I supposed to do? What you should think about in the back of your mind is how can social media help my business? How many of you are small business owners? Excellent. How many of you work for like an advertising firm or a large company? A little bit half-half? Cool. Regardless of what size company you work for, if you're an entrepreneur, big corporation, social media is going to impact everything you do. And when I say everything, not just marketing, it's going to impact your communication, it's going to impact your customer service, it's going to impact your culture internally with your business. And that's really important because when we move around with the social media, we don't think about that. What we think about is, as the lady said in the back, we think about Facebook. We don't know what to do. So I don't know if you've ever seen Rocky, or maybe it was the second Rocky, like his manager's like, hey Rocky, you gotta get speed, you're slow. You gotta chase this chicken. He's doing old school tactics. Probably, I don't want to chase a chicken. I don't want to, But that's what happens with social media, is that we're chasing chickens. We're running around with our heads cut off, not knowing what to do. So today what I'm really hoping to do is demystify the social web and show you guys really how this works. So, before I go into that, how many of you can finish this sentence? People do business with
People.
they like, they trust, and no, exactly. Know, like, and trust. This happened before there was ever social media, right? So don't think social media has changed anything. It's the same principles. Know, like, and trust. The social web is a giant referral engine. If you're small business owners, how do you get your business? A lot of the majority of your business is through referrals. Social web works the exact same way. Who you know, who you like, and who you trust. Is it any surprise when we go on Amazon.com and we love a product and all of a sudden we see the reviews and there's 1 to 2 stars? We lose trust in that product because chances are we trust our peers more. And that's an important thing. This whole concept has kind of flipped a little bit. But at the core, you have to be thinking in the back of your mind, how am I going to get people to know me, like me, and ultimately trust me? And a am I going to get those three things by telling a whole bunch of people like my Facebook page and then doing nothing but promotional coupons or maybe disclaimers or, hey, check out our new product, hey, check out our new this, hey, don't forget to tell your friends to like our page. Know, like, and trust has to be in the back of your mind when we go through this. So I gave this presentation not too long ago at a great conference up north in Midland, and I had everyone write this down. We don't have to do this because we're a little shorter on time, but in the back of your mind, I want you to think of two columns: what social media is and what social media isn't. Who wants to take a stab at what social media is not? I heard you should. It's okay, there's no right or wrong answers. Okay, how about what social media is?
Powerful tool.
Powerful tool.
Communications tool.
Communications tool. Referral network.
Fun.
What was that?
Fun.
Fun? I'm very glad to hear that. Yes, social media should be fun. All right, this is what Facebook is, or excuse me, social media is. It's all those tools we talked about. Facebook, Twitter, blogs, Pinterest, one-sided, advertising. What else did I put there? Yes, followers and fans. I can't. Here's one of my pet peeves as a social media professional, is when clients come up to us and say, how are we going to get more fans? And I'm like, great, I don't know. Why do you want to get more fans? Oh, well, so we have a lot of fans on our Facebook page. That's awesome. You can get a lot of fans on your Facebook page through Facebook ads, but ultimately, what are those fans going to do for you? Again, the no, like, and trust value. What are they going to do? Let's say you have 10,000 Facebook fans because you ran a Facebook ad campaign and said, hey, like barbecue sauce? Click on this and get a free bottle of barbecue sauce. Guys know that less than 17% of the number of people who like a Facebook page ever come back to that Facebook page or engage in the content that Facebook page ever shoots out again. So after I got my barbecue sauce and I tried it, chances are I'm probably never ever coming back to that Facebook page unless they do another promotion giving me 2 bottles of barbecue sauce. My point is, all of those are the tools, all of those are the tactics, all of those are not social media. What social media is, and I've heard some people say it already, is communication. People, passion, emotion, fluffy words here. I know this sounds really goofy and fluffy like unicorns and marshmallows, but it really does play. Social media is nothing more than an online representation of our offline behavior. The things that connect are those things that hit on a passion and an emotional touch point. And I don't care what business you are in, you have passion and emotional touch points. A client that I worked with, global company, they do drills. They drill and to the cores and refurbish minerals and filter water and all of this. And they came right at me and they said, we're drills, we're a big company, we have no passion points. I'm like, okay, tell me a story about something your company did, a project. Oh, well, let's see, after they thought a little bit, they go, well, we did invent the tool that did the drill that did rescue the Chilean miners. Okay, right? Passion, emotion, right? Know, like, and trust. That's what I'm talking about. If this global company can come up with this, and as soon as I told them about that, the light went on, and they just immediately, oh, and then we have all these community programs in third world countries, and we do scholarships, and we like to build communities for clean water communities. It started rolling. Think about the passion and emotion touch points in your brand and your business, and don't define social media by the tools. Forget about Facebook, forget about Twitter, forget about being on social network X. That should be the last thing that comes into your mind when you're thinking about how we're going to do this social media thing. So let's talk about content a little bit and how content works today on the social web. Usually when I ask people about content, you hear this grumble like, kind of like we were in high school, like we had to do the research paper. It's like, I hate writing. I don't want to write anything. I don't want to blog. What am I going to blog about? Well, content is the lifeblood of the social web. When I say that, it's because that's what we do. And content isn't necessarily a blog. It can be a video. It can be an interview with someone. It could be that stupid kitten that someone tickles and it goes ee and gets 10 billion views. That's content. The most important thing about content to think about isn't necessarily, let me back up. You should never look at content as a chore. And that's really hard. And I will be honest that I fall into that trap because I have to think of content for a lot of clients. And sometimes I'm not necessarily in the mood to think of content. So I have to step back and think about how is this going to come through and touch people in an emotional way and on their passion points, because if you look at your content as a chore, that's exactly how it's going to come across when you post it online. You guys know the average attention span of internet users?
15 seconds.
Anyone? 15? I got 15. 15 here, 15. Sorry. What, 7? Anyone else? How many of you know the average attention span of goldfish? We have less attention span than a goldfish. Goldfish have 8 seconds. This is scientific because I Googled it. We have, when it comes to online, it's 2.55 seconds. Think about how you go online. Do you sit and read every single thing that comes up, or do you skim, scroll, push past? Oh, there's a picture. I'll look at that. Maybe I'll look at that later. Bookmark it. 2.5 to 5 seconds. No, like, and trust. How are you going to build those 3 things in 2.5 to 5 seconds? Are you going to be able to do it by saying, hey, thanks for liking our page. Here's a great product you're going to love. Check it out. Or are you going to say, hey, thank you so much for joining our page. Feel free to catch a story about how we rescued the Chilean like this. It's a little different. People don't want advertising. People don't want commercials. People don't want products. They will find that eventually. But they don't want that when it comes to the social web. How are you going to keep people's attention? Don't be lazy. We already talked about this a little bit. The easiest thing to do is how many press releases do we have? Let's just copy and paste those press releases, put a picture on it of some still life of 2 people shaking hands because they're doing business, and say, hey, here's a blog post. And then you wonder why your social media doesn't work, because no one wants to read that. Don't be lazy. You have to be creative. And I'm glad someone said fun. Social media has to be fun. Granted, there are business elements tied to this. There is ROI, KPI. But it should be fun. How many of you have a cell phone? How many of you plan to use this cell phone while I'm talking? Raise your hand. Big sweats and live. No, right? Why do we use cell phones? Why do we play all these games? Why do we tweet at each other? Because it is fun, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Put yourself in the seat of the consumer. Look through their eyes, and your social media will make people drool. Make people drool. My God, you have to see this website. It is hilarious. Oh man, you have to see this video. It helped me. Make people drool. Make people think about you and be top of mind. This is some barbecue chicken we made with the Hungry Dudes, which is a food blog that I'm part of in Detroit. We go around and we eat food and take pictures of it. Passion and emotion. We have to do very little other than take a picture and show people where we are and tell them where the restaurant is or how to make a certain dish. Not to be offensive, how many of you are vegetarians? No vegetarians? One. Okay, one. Always think about your audience. Any vegans? One? Kind of? All right, see? Always think about your audience. I thought I was some meat for you. It's got to, the thing you can't do with content is assume your audience will want to read your content. You have to pay attention about who you're talking to and with. All right, so here's 3 real good foundations to know if your content is working. And after this, we'll talk about some steps of what you can take, or excuse me, steps you can take to build your content so you can be successful. All right, phase number 1. We call this good. You got me plugged in. You got me to follow you. You actually got me to like your page. You actually got me to subscribe to your email newsletter. How many of you have an email newsletter? If you don't have an email newsletter, consider having an email newsletter before you have a blog, before you have a Facebook page, before you have a LinkedIn account. And do you know why? Because that is a buy-in. You're asking me to sign up for something. I have no idea what this content is, but if you got me to know, like, and trust you, and you already got me fed into your machine, Give me that content, give me that helpful content, sign me up for your email newsletter, make that email newsletter a helpful resource of information. You've already got that buy-in, and most importantly, and we'll talk about this a little bit, you have them in an area where you control your content. By the time I'm done with this presentation, Facebook will probably have already changed the rules of how they do things. And if you put, and I've seen it before, you put your blog content on a blog platform you don't own, you put everything on Facebook, Facebook just decides, oh, thank you very much for all your content. We're going to take that now and say it's ours. You can't have it anymore, which they can do. Raise your hand. You can go like this.
Yeah, doing a blog is an RSS feed, the same kind of thing as this newsletter.
Very similar. And depending upon the clients that we talk to, we sometimes tell them, you know what, take your email newsletter, make that a blog. You know what, don't forget, don't worry about the blog, keep your email newsletter. It really depends on what their initiative is at the time. If you already have an email newsletter, and as LA2M said, they have like 1,700 subscribers, they may not necessarily need a blog. The communication portals might be their email newsletter. Vice versa, if you have a new client who's just getting into the social web, they're like, oh, well, we don't have a blog, and we only have 2 people. Do you have an email newsletter? Yes. How many people do you have subscribed to? Oh, about 5,000. Then let's focus on that. That's the buy-in. But you're absolutely right. A blog you can subscribe to as an RSS feed. We'll talk a little bit about managing all these different items. All right, so you got me plugged in. Better, step 2, is you actually got me to interact. You got me to share a post. You got me to like something on your page. You got me to comment on it. You got me to share it with my friends. That is really good. You guys know what the average engagement percentage is for a Facebook page? 1 to 3%. 1 to 3% of someone, let's say you have 10,000 fans, 1 to 3% of them are actually going to click like, share something, comment on it, and tell their friends about it. The best is getting people to share your content. Talk about a little bit like this, or excuse me, we'll talk a little bit about this in a bit. Sharing your content is literally like sharing your product. Your content is your product. If you put as much care and concentration into your content as you do your products and services, which I hope you do, it's going to show people who want to share it. Because if you think about it, if I buy into your content, I'm that much further along in the selling process of actually considering buying your service or your product or whatever you offer. You literally skip 6 steps instead of just cold calling someone or hoping someone responds to your ad. We already talked about how the social web is the referral city. You make referrals. This is how you make money in the social web. You know, we talked a little bit about ROI. Remember, ROI is a financial metric, and not everything you do in social media relates to dollars and cents. We talk about fans. Give me 10,000 fans. Why? Because that means I'll make more money? No, not necessarily. I need to blog 20 times a day? No. What you need to think about is how can social media integrate with your current marketing objectives. Things you can calculate with ROI is savings, cost, customer retention, customer acquisition. You can set up campaigns where you specifically sell through your social channels and use Google Alerts, or excuse me, Google Analytics to see if your campaign was successful. Facebook ads, when done correctly, you can see the ROI of those. Retweets, engagement, likes, comments on the blog aren't necessarily ROI. So stop trying to fit that into that mold. That's where we get clunky with this ROI. Remember, ROI, financial metric, not everything on the social web relates to ROI. All right. The tendency, and I don't fault anyone for doing this because it's really easy to do. All you need is a first name, last name, email address, and you can pretty much sign up for any social network that's out there. And a lot of times, companies will just, got to be on Facebook, got to be on Twitter, got our blog, got our Pinterest up, we got our Instagram up, we got our MySpace or Flackr or whatever. The thing is, what you don't think about when you're doing this, and what you should be thinking about is why would anyone want to follow me. It sounds like I'm bragging, it's not. I have like 12,000 people that follow me on Twitter. Why would 12,000 people follow me on Twitter? It's because I don't know, I'm funny, weird looking, like tweet crazy crap, I don't know. I can only assume 12,000 people follow me is because I share helpful information. I'm sharing resources. I'm providing help. I'm not just like, hey, look at me, I'm speaking here. So I do that once in a while. There's a rule. It's kind of like the 8-to-1 rule. 8 things not directly related about yourself, or the one post that says, hey, look at us. Communicate with your audience and not just to your audience. Communication back and forth. Because if you're just communicating to your audience, you're barking, you're shouting, you're yelling, you're making noise, and people will turn you off. Remember, 2.5 to 5 seconds. We're done. And there's a real distinct difference between that. And that's also another trouble with some businesses and social media. They're not in a position to communicate with their audience, their customers. They never had to think about that. So I don't blame them when they don't know how to do that. They say, hey, marketing director, you're marketing, you know people, you go on Twitter and you talk to them. That marketing director may not want to talk with people. If you have customer service support, they may be a great spot to start building social media initiatives with communication with your customers. If you're a B2B company, all these tactics still play. The difference is only in your audience. And in fact, social media can be even more relevant with B2B because your audience is smaller. Your potential customer pool is smaller. All right, now let's talk about some steps that we can take. If you're convinced you want to do the social media thing, or you're already doing it, or you want to retool what you're doing, and we'll talk about what we need to do moving forward. Number one, what is your marketing objective? What is your goal? And again, this is not what is your social media objective. This is you as a business, what's your plan? What is your overall objective? Is it brand awareness? Is it sales and transactions? Is it customer retention? Is it PR? If you're a nonprofit, is it awareness of a campaign or something that you're passionate about? Is it email signatures? Is it signatures to throw someone out of office, throw someone into office? What is your overall objective? Number two, listen. It's the number one thing you should do before you even set up your Facebook page. On the social web, you can listen to your competitors. You can listen to your industry voice. And again, I don't care what industry you're in now, there is information and people talking about it. If you're a B2C company, you can get a consumer voice. For a B2B company, you can see who's doing what. Where's the opportunity for you to shine or show? Actually, let me step back. A little difference with B2C and B2B. B2C is very, obviously, consumer friendly. Help me now, give me my answers, I want my products, thank you very much. B2B, you can kind of brag a little bit. B2B industry, we found with social media is people are actually looking for industry expertise. So show me your industry expertise, but show me it in a way that captivates me in 2.5 to 5 seconds. Don't give me a white paper with no pictures, no big words, just reams and reams and reams of information expecting to find it. Give me a 30-second to a minute video explaining something, a project that you've worked on. Capture my attention in that short amount of time. Back to listening real quick. Listening to your competitors, industry, what else did I say? Consumer voice. There are tools that you can use to do this, and guess what? 99.9% of them are all free. How many of you use Google Alerts? If you're not using Google Alerts, use Google Alerts. Go to googlealerts.com, whatever your industry is, start typing in your business name, maybe some of your competitors, whatever words relate to your industry. If you've already done SEO work on your brand or business, use those words as a starting point. Let's see, what other tools are out there? Oh, here's a trick. You guys know you can actually follow a Facebook page without liking it? There's a little thing called interest lists, and it's not very noticeable. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to be able to visually do it. As a social media professional, I can't tell you guys how to do this. I have to sit you down and like click on buttons to show you. There's a button in the menu, drops down, and says add an interest list. It's right next to the like button. You click that, Facebook tells you, hey, looks like you want to add this to an interest list. Do you already have a list created? Well, let's say you're a healthcare company and you want to listen to all your competitors. Instead of liking those pages, you can just create an interest list called healthcare competitors and just add those to your list. And anytime you just want to look at that information, you just go to that list and it streams information instead of like your friend's birthday party and a picture of your kids and all that stuff. It's right there, concise. Twitter is very similar. Hootsuite, TweetDeck, same thing. If you're familiar with hashtags, on Twitter it's nothing more than a pound sign with a word. In fact, if you guys have pound sign, LA2M is a hashtag. You just want to follow a conversation. In fact, try this out with tonight's political debate. I haven't watched a political debate probably in like 4 years. All I have to do is watch the hashtags. It's actually more entertaining. In fact, I think in the next presidential election, they should have the candidates debate and the hashtag behind them, but they shouldn't be able to turn around and see what people are saying about it. That'd be awesome.
Dave?
Yes?
How do you follow a particular hashtag on Twitter?
If you're using a tool like TweetDeck or Hootsuite, you can add a column, and in the top, I'm thinking with TweetDeck, in the top it says, what do you want to search for? You can just type in that hashtag, and it will stream that column with nothing more than that hashtag. The practice one, hashtag is back channel. It's one Stephen Clark on Channel 7 created. Kind of news about Detroit and Southeast Michigan. I have that one whenever I'm just curious what's happening in that space. I just follow it. There's hashtags for just about every industry out there now. Healthcare, engineering, geothermal, believe it, they're out there. All right, identify your content subjects. This is something that I call the content bubble. And in its simplicity, it's three things. It's your core subject, then you add 2 or 3 related subjects, and then you add 3 to 4 passion subjects. So for example, let's say I'm this restaurant. My core subject would be me, the restaurant. My menu, our dishes, our specials, our wait staff, our bathrooms, how clean they are. My related subjects might be, let's see, this looks like Gaelic, Irish. So maybe I talked about things in the old country, Ireland, history of Ireland, region foods, recipes. Did you know that this particular, I don't know Irish food that well, you know, potatoes were invented in 1702 or something like that. But related topics that relate to your core. Oops, sorry. The next one is the passion subjects, the fun. You know, getting leprechauns, getting drunk on St. Patrick's Day, all the songs, wonderful songs, music. What you're doing is creating a helpful resource of information versus just a blog about your restaurant. You want to filter this content bubble into types of content, and there's 3. Curated, which means it's already out there. Someone already did it. In fact, if you went on YouTube and search Irish Jay, you're going to come up with a whole bunch of videos. So let's say you time. Instead of your waitstaff doing an Irish Jay, you can just take the video and put it on your website. Or it might be interesting to see if your waitstaff can do an Irish Jay. Whatever. It depends on your time and resources. So you have curated content. The other content type is fun content. I heard someone say that before, and I'm glad to hear that. The third one is expertise. This is your expertise in the industry that you are trying to be top of mind of. Now, depending upon your business, depending upon your audience, and depending upon what you found out listening, you will have to balance those 3 things. Maybe you need to be more expertise than fun. Maybe you're in a highly regulated field, so you have to avoid curated content. It really depends on your industry. Organize your efforts through a content calendar, and a content calendar is really simple. The thing you should avoid is trying to figure out, okay, we should tweet on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, and update our Facebook page on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. No. think about, you know what, let's aim for 1 blog post a month, and let's aim for 5 pieces of content shared across our social networks. And let's say our social networks just happen to be Twitter and Facebook. Just schedule out when you want to post those and make sure that you hit your allotted number per month. Don't worry about when, don't worry about the time, don't worry about if it's going to be relevant on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. When you're starting off, just get the content out there. When you dive into analytics and you're watching the behavior towards your content, you'll be able to adjust accordingly. Identify your content. After you've been listening and you create your content bubble and you've determined the balance of the types of content, and you've got your content calendar in front of you, you're going to very quickly recognize how much work this takes and how many social networks you're going to be able to manage. How many of you are on a team of 1? Right? So you're going to manage 7 different social networks while you're also trying to thrive on your own business and making more important things happen, maybe like your website or your advertising, or no, that's the point. That's why you need to go through this process first, then jump on Facebook, jump on Twitter, and try to figure out what to do. Now, if you're already on those channels, it's okay. You haven't done anything wrong. We're saying you just pull back and reverse that process. Because you need to build unique value for your social networks. Why would I follow you on Facebook, on Twitter, and your blog, and on Pinterest or whatever, if you're posting the exact same thing at the exact same time on the exact same day? There's no point. There's no point. Create value. Maybe your Facebook page is the fun aspect of your brand. Maybe your Twitter stream is news very relevant to your industry and competitor voice. Your blog is your voice, your content, your email newsletter. Pinterest could be, if you have a visual brand, maybe that's where you play in your visual game. In fact, if you want a great example of a large corporation company doing social media well, look up General Electric. General Electric is fantastic. I've talked with the people over there. They're just smart. I mean, they break down what you would think is this giant, clunky, old school company and make it look real cool. They have a fantastic Pinterest page, they have a fantastic Tumblr, their Facebook page, their blog is awesome. Take a look at it. Provide a call to action. This is actually something that a lot of us overlook. What am I supposed to do? Well, tell me what to do. If you want me to sign up, then tell me to sign up. If you want me to buy something, tell me where I can get it. Tell me where I can get the sale. Don't assume I'm going to dig through layers of information on your website or social networks to find it. And make it easy for me. How many of you like filling out fields with like 10 fields of information? Your address, zip code, social security number. 3 fields. First name, last name, email address. That's all you need. And a disclaimer saying you're not going to spam, you're not going to sell, and this is where you can unsubscribe at any time. That's all you need. Measure and review. Facebook Insights. This is a discussion on itself. Google Analytics. The one thing I would say is measure the behavior towards your content. What are people clicking on? What are they liking? What are they commenting on? What are they sharing? That's your starting point. And then rinse and repeat. Don't rely on robots. Don't automate it unless you have to. Again, I know a lot of you are an army of 1, so it's okay. I'm not against automation, but like I said, don't be lazy if you don't have to. Provide a content. Maybe you have 1 piece of content. Maybe you have a press release. That press release, a subject of that could be a 30-second video. Information about that press release or statistics could be tweeted out. Maybe you make it your own blog post. You can take 1 piece of content and make it multiple pieces of content provided across your social networks. I've always believed the social web has been image friendly, but now it's even more relevant. Facebook's cover image. In fact, you guys know that, here's a trick. Instead of posting a link on Facebook, and when you post a link, it auto-populates an image pulled from that article, take the article, take the image from that article, like scan the image, post that image, and then the link of the article, because as it shows up, you're going to see this beautiful picture with whatever you want, saying this is a great article about X in the link, versus text that says, this is a great article, check this link out. 2.5 to 5 seconds. That's a great picture. What's that about? Let me click.
So is there, in Facebook, when you post an update in text, and then you put in a link, instead, is there a link for, there's a link for images?
Yeah.
And then it waits for you to enter some
You
words?
post the image, you're uploading an image, and in the comment box, before you publish it, you can put whatever you want in there, including URLs. Okay. Secret formula for successful social media integration is help. Help your audience, help your customers. That's really it. It's not about you, it's about them. And if you put them in front of you, you're going to be successful. Here's my Tony Robbins moment. When people buy into you and your content, they're that much closer to buying from you. No, like, and trust. And that's how you stay top of mind. So with that, I thank you very much. Real quick question, real quick. I'm going to share this online. Actually, it's on the SlideShare / Think Moncur. But as of today, I actually just announced a new position. I am going to be the social media manager for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. By all means, feel free to use any of this. And I thank you very much for your time.
So we do have time for a couple questions. Raise your hand, I'll bring the mic to you. If somebody has a question.
There's been some recent buzz about companies, especially big companies, engaging less in using social media to engage in brand journalism. What do you think of that?
Brand journalism, are they using their own voices or hiring journalists to speak on their behalf?
A lot of both, but it seems to be GM is featured as doing it. You mentioned you like GM's coverage a lot.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, since they're using like top-end writers, they're hiring, they're really going more in depth into stories and narrative. Is that, how does that apply?
It certainly isn't bad. There's kind of a stigma of, well, if it's not you talking on social media, then it's not valid. It very much depends. If you're very clear about who's talking about you and why, that isn't any different than 20 years ago when newspapers hired these journalists. Were they dedicated to the Detroit News? No, they like to tell the stories. If they can find people who are very passionate about your brand and want to share their expertise and their voice in relation to your brand, and you're very clear and authentic about it, and you're not trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes and say, oh yeah, they work for us. That's okay, as long as you're authentic, and as long as that content helps.
Not everybody has money to hire professional journalists to write their content, right? Any more questions? So I have one, David. You taught us a lot, so is there anything new, latest and greatest social media tip or trick that you stumbled across lately that you can share that you didn't share in your presentation?
That's a good question, man. I really think I've been in this field a long time, like 5 years. But I can tell you from like when I started to now, like even going into my new position that I'm starting next week, they want to do B2C. This giant company wants to break down the walls and talk to people. I don't know about you, but I don't know how many people love talking with their insurance company. It's usually about what the hell is with my bill, man, right? I think companies are getting the idea that they need people to help them make what I call the Brontosaurus 180, where if a Brontosaurus was going full speed, could he make a 180 turn? Maybe, but chances are there'd be a lot of collateral damage. And it's literally a matter of like how fast can that Brontosaurus should go, and how fast can they make that turn. And there's people that, or excuse me, I think companies are recognizing they need individuals. And I say, like myself, because I cut my teeth in customer service. That's my background, answering phones, saying, oh, I'm sorry about your quilt, get you a new one. From that perspective, I understand the pains of customers, and I put myself in the seat of having to call me, put on hold about my health insurance. So I think, if anything, companies are recognizing that they need these people in their organization versus just throwing social media to the marketing team.
Well, so we have a gift for you.
Oh, I think you have one more question in the back.
Oh, do we? All right, hold on. We have a question in the back.
Sorry, I'm slow.
That's all right.
Yeah, just in the B2B context, you talked about how small those audiences can be, and I was wondering if you had ideas on when you're targeting a particular audience, how do you figure out which of these channels are going to be most effective? You know, are they on Facebook, are they on LinkedIn, or are they tweeting off? You know, how do you kind of figure that out?
Well, from a very statistic measure, I'll be honest, like Tom Webster is a great person anyone should follow on social media. Has a great blog and blog about statistics on social media. He presented at Law World New York, and he showed us the U.S. Business demographic of social networks. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but the chart was Facebook, number 1, no joke, Twitter, number 2, and then LinkedIn. So, unfortunately or fortunately, Mark Zuckerberg is controlling the world, and you might want to consider being on Facebook. But, like I said up there, when you're listening, you have your Google alerts up, you're following your competitors, or maybe you find out none of our competitors are on Facebook, they're on LinkedIn. Take the time to listen, decide again, tie that with your overall marketing objectives, determine how much time you're actually going to be able to put into this. It's about quality, not quantity, and you'll be able to determine, you know what, I think right now we should just focus on our email newsletter and maybe go into LinkedIn Answers and provide our expertise opinions there. And then as we get building and we grow an audience and we have this email newsletter base of 5,000 people, maybe then we introduce a Facebook page so we can show people what we do. Not knowing your business, I don't say run out and do that, but to give you a perspective, I never tell a company to go on X social network. I'm always about, let's listen first, and then we'll determine where we should go.
We do have time for another question. Yes, I can.
I guess just to elaborate on that, this is how I look at LinkedIn versus Facebook. LinkedIn is more B2B, in my opinion, and B2C is Facebook.
Yeah, it can be. Again, not one tool is more geared towards another, in my opinion. Certainly LinkedIn is the digital Rolodex of professionals. But if you look at LinkedIn now, they're trying to be more like Facebook, changing their pictures, making them bigger. I think they're doing a horrible job doing it. But I just posted the blog post about me changing the job, and I put the image in, and instead of this crappy little thing that it used to do, it's now this big image. So they're catching on. I think one of the most undervalued aspects of LinkedIn is LinkedIn Answers, where people are asking questions about industry, and you can go there and literally help them with your answer without saying, oh, and by the way, you can come to our seminar next week. But Facebook, I've seen it work both. I've done B2B and B2C. It can work the same for both.
Yeah, I see it. At LinkedIn, they've been pushing out a lot more emails and trying to advertise on them and really trying to probably grow the brand a little bit.
I've also seen a little bit of a change in Twitter, where in Twitter I used to share a lot of, did you know, here's an article, here's something interesting, along with, hey, I'm eating pizza. But I noticed when I take those informational tweets and I actually put them in LinkedIn, they're starting to get more traffic in LinkedIn. I don't know, that's something I've noticed within the last month, so the audiences might be changing.
Cool. What about, will we see Blue Cross Blue Shield on MySpace anytime soon?
I know MySpace is coming back, they changed, I don't know.
I don't know, right?
I think if we record an album, we'll probably do it. I think MySpace is all about music, so.
Maybe Motown.
Motown, yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, let's give this guy a big round of applause. Entertaining, insightful, and here's your very own LA2M t-shirt.
Fantastic.
Which you can wear with pride at your hungry guy lunches or whatever. So anyways, yeah, Dave Murray, I love this guy. And for all of you who aren't there, and the people at Iceland, thanks for watching, but yeah, I think you should be grateful to be here, right? This was a really, really informative talk. And I find when I sit down and actually listen to the talks, I'm not too busy or running around, I learn so much in these talks. So anyways, now we do introductions. D-Davey's not here, so I'm doing all the talking. So we're going to go around the room and you get to introduce yourself. Just please stand up briefly, give us your name, your company, and if you're looking for anything in particular, you can tell us that. And then pass the mic to your friend, and we'll go all the way around the room. We have 11 minutes to do this. I'm sure we can do it. There we go.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou Olds. the LA2M manager. We are in the process of building our speaker schedule starting with January. So if you know someone who is a speaker or you're a speaker, if you'd let me know about that, that'd be great. Also, you've seen the lovely t-shirts. Half the money from the proceeds, or half the money from the sale of the t-shirts actually goes to our scholarship fund. So you are supporting kids who need assistance with their education, and you got a great logo wear as well. So see me about that.
My name is Doug King. I'm with Pro Energy Consultants. I'm a certified energy consultant and Energy Star partner. And who I'm looking for is businesses that want to reduce their overall energy costs. The rebates, there's a great rebates from utilities, DTE, and Consumers Energy to help businesses go through that process, and that's what I can help you do.
Hi, my name is Allie Morris. I'm an intern at Ingenix Digital Marketing.
Hi, my name is Emily Allen. I'm also an intern at Ingenix.
I'm Eli Nzinski. I'm also an intern at Ingenix, intern row here.
Hi, I'm Laura Kirchner, and I'm the new client experience manager at Ingenix.
Hi, Erin O'Neill, and I am the content producer at Ingenix.
I'm Roger Rayle. I do video here and other places like Detroit New Tech tonight at a new venue downtown Detroit.
I'm Dennis Krupinski. I do sales and marketing, and I also help Roger out with the video.
My name is Francisco Menechen, and we're among us press.
Paul Henchy. I'm interested in a consultant, interested in healthcare information technology, software product management, and B2B marketing. Not quite any of those things.
Susan Harris, Internet Engineering, Writing, Technology. I didn't do that right. I'm a technical writer, Internet Infrastructure, Engineering, Routing.
Hello, I'm Katie Hearn. I am the marketing coordinator for the Heidelberg project in Detroit, and I'm also a web and internet marketing intern for McDonald Modular Solutions.
I'm Britton Woodman. I'm with the University of Michigan Library. I came to see some friends and hear Dave speak.
Everybody down by with the RIDE, the Edinburgh Transportation Authority. Congratulations, Dave, on your position. Thanks again for the talk. If you guys want to follow Catch the Ride on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, why? Because we offer service alerts and also communicate with our riders, have real-time conversations with them, gather input, provide news on what's happening in the community, and how we're hoping to improve it.
I'm Steve. I am a dietary consultant. I guess I am the business owner of one right now, so I don't know what Jason West, I'm a graphic designer at Design Hall.
Yeah, I'm Chris Kaminsky, also design club. I can give him orders.
I'm Bob Ferran, and I own this Bob Ferran Photography, and I do, thank you, but I do portraits, and I also do commercial photography and advertising. I'm Bill Lockwood, one of Bob's very happy clients. Does a really good job. I'm with Telsis Consulting. We do 21st century IP, phone, and video, and internet. And I have a need for somebody who can scan lots of weird size old advertising, old telecom advertising for our new website. So if somebody knows somebody who does that, I'd be happy to talk.
Dr. Thomas Blackwell, principal owner of Intel International. We do training and development. If you're looking for a unique gift idea for the upcoming holiday season, space with.
Hi everybody, Jim Musial, and with Knowledge Digital here in Ann Arbor. We're web and mobile consultants, and I just want to share a quick statistic. Google released this statistic yesterday that 6 out of 10 people will leave an unfriendly mobile site. So if your website is not mobile friendly, you might want to consider that. That's over half of your audience. Come see me.
I'm Scott Brockman. I invite you to some assistance with the search marketing workshop. They say marketing, you need to hear something 3 times before you jump on it and do it. White was the first, the flyers are the second, I'm the third. So, search marketing workshop is going to be, thank you, there you go. November 16th, Registration ends November 9th. There are 2 tracks, effective search marketing and mobile marketing basics. If anyone has any more questions, feel free to come up and ask me.
Hi, Colin Thomas, Digital and Marketing Manager at LA Media Group. Reiterate this search marketing event. We are going to be speaking about mobile marketing and that, apps and various things. So please come out to the event.
Hi everyone, Shamir Ozeri. I do website optimization and online marketing in general. Looking to meet people with similar interests.
Hi, I'm Heidi Weiss and I'm a solopreneur. My business is called Clearly Aligned. I'm a professional organizer and lifestyle consultant. So I help people who want to redesign the way that they interact with their things and their spaces and their schedules so that they're living life is more clearly aligned with what's really important to them. So, declutter.
Good afternoon, I'm Todd Chamberlain. I work for Sprint. I'm a business account manager and I help people mobilize their business.
I'm Stacy with Bell, a local digital print shop. We print things fast and cost effective. And this is Derek Sneaver. I learned that today.
Hi, I'm Amy Ma. I'm doing a website for publishing children's books in multiple languages.
I'm Kyle Metz. I'm the Community Engagement Social Media Manager at Hanover.com.
My name is Neil Isaacs, and I work with individuals and businesses on how to train them on LinkedIn and how to market their business on LinkedIn.
I'm Bob Shannon. I'm a local CPA with my own practice, specialized in helping small businesses and small business owners keep their accounts and taxes on track. I'm also the tax consultant for LA2M.
My name is Barry Marshall. I'm the marketing manager for Rainbow Rehabilitation Centers. We do rehab services for people with brain injuries and spinal cord injuries.
Hi, Bob and Karen Hesselberg here. Have a good day.
Carter Shoreline, Frog Print Studios, quick commercial editorial portrait photography around here. And I would say photograph and around meetings. Images go up on the Facebook page. And I guess it's a different look for the season. I'm a little overly shaggy in terms of shooting something this weekend, and a politician comes up to me and gives me this little speech. He goes, why did I do that? I know you. We look different. So it was kind of interesting. I didn't realize it made that big a difference.
Thanks, Carter. Carter's growing his beard out. I think it was fine. So, all right. Anyway, so I'm Derek. I run a company called Ingenix Digital Marketing, and we do a lot of the things that Dave spoke of this morning. And but even with all that, I still learn from this guy. I love it. I love smart people. So, but anyways, thanks for coming. I pulled up my LA2M to Go app. Does anybody have that? Anybody on an iPhone? You should get the LA2M to Go app. It's really cool because next week we have Martin Smith from A-Side Worldwide. Does anybody know him? He's been trying to come to these events. He's really talented. And again, it's a social media topic, but it's all about converting likes to customers, right? So it's one thing to have a bunch of likes. How do you turn them into customers? So I think it's very relevant. And I think some of these points that are being reiterated here, we really moved beyond social media 101 at LA2M. Like Dave talks about, it's really having that good content, getting the engagement. And next week, I think we'll dive deeper in how do we turn all these likes into customers. So come back for that. And I guess we can give Dave one more round of applause. Thank you, Dave. Good luck in your career.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah, we'll be following with interest. Absolutely. You can come back and speak again in a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good week.